Hey guys, I'm here. We finally got our trailer for What If Season 2. You know, it had stayed on the slate for this year. It never really moved, but we hadn't seen anything. I know some of the episode titles leaked a while back. I don't think I ever saw that post anything. It was something that I kind of just heard through the grapevine, so I'm not sure exactly what episodes we'll get into, except for, from what I do remember, there was the one episode that was supposed to be in Season 1 that I do believe that they said is going to be, was moved to this season because they weren't able to finish it on time for the first season. Outside of that episode, which I believe was the Gamora Tony Stark episode, I think that's the only one that I'm aware of, and I believe I heard something about them continuing the Captain Carter storyline with her and the Steve Rogers in the Ironmonger suit, or whatever that was, the Hydra Stomper, I think was what they called it. I think the first season was pretty fun. There's some episodes that definitely hit way harder than others. It was a little bit of a mixed bag, but that's kind of the thing you could run into with these kind of anthology stories. Sure, they had they have built up into an overarching plot by the end of the season, but you know, each episode was definitely had its own strengths and weaknesses, and for me, some just kind of gelled more smoothly than others. I'm curious to see how this next season goes, you know, what they'll kind of follow up on, how much they'll be involved, especially considering the kind of like multiversal team we kind of got by the end of the first season. If you haven't seen my reactions, you can check those out. They're still on the channel right now. I'll be covering this as well, though they did say that these will be dropping. I did see this ahead of the trailer. Once they release, they'll be doing one a day until the season's concluded. So that's a very different release schedule than we've seen before. So like before, it was just like the standard, like week to week to week to week, you know. So this time though, they're doing one a day from what? I think the 20th? What's the actual release date? December 22nd. But yeah, we got that coming out next month, and we'll be covering that. So let's go ahead and see what all they have in the trailer for us. Here we go.
This kid puts on quite a show.
I have eyes on the target. He does not look all that threatening.
Oh.
Looks can be deceiving, Your
Peter?
Highness.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you do not want any
Oh.
Nah, I'm great
Like
with
if he
kids.
sided with Ego, maybe? Yeah, yo, that team. Is that T'Challa's father?
You thought the story was over.
Hela?
Only just beginning.
Okay.
I don't do sequels
Nebula.
normally.
Oh, there they are.
But things
Whoa.
have gotten a little twisted
Whoa.
in the multiverse.
Well, that's an understatement right now. Yo! Whoa! Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's the one. I didn't know it had Marvel Mario Kart in it.
Who is this handsome dog?
December 22nd. What are they fighting? Oh. Hela fighting Odin with the 10 rings. Oh, whoa, Rocket. That looked very closely to comic Rocket there.
Long time.
Strange Supreme is coming back. I know she's an original
Just
character.
Be careful. I don't think I
Ooh.
can bear to narrate what might happen next.
Not gonna lie, I like that. I don't know if I could bear to narrate what happens next. And they're crossing the streams even more.
The Avengers Tower's been overtaken.
On Christmas? What is this, Con Air? No, wait, Under Siege? No. Oh, that's not it.
Check out my reaction to Die Hard. And I think I saw like an old-timey Avengers in there as well. I don't know, man. It could be fun. We got a Christmas themed episode, which makes sense. I would imagine that episode's probably going to land on the 25th. That would make the most sense. But yeah, I mean, They look pretty interesting, man. We got a couple of fun little glimpses and shakeups. We got some older Avengers if they were dealing with Quill, if he accepted, I guess, his destiny at a younger age and didn't leave the planet, or maybe left the planet, was delivered to his father, and then came back to take it. You know, a lot of our Avengers wouldn't be around, so like seeing Hank Pym, Janet, Bucky was there too, I think, as well as T'Challa's father. We got a couple other things, man. The Scar thing with a full-on, like, Destruction Derby Mario Kart race. I mean, hey, man, they're coming up with some fun stuff, so we'll see how it expands, that's for sure. Strange Supreme is dipping his hands back into things. I don't know what that's going to entail. And, you know, last we saw, he was just kind of placed back in his kind of prison, so to speak, his self-imposed one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, man. It's been a long time, I feel like, since I've watched What If. I might have to do a little bit of a refresher on, like, at least where everybody ended up by the end of it. You know, I think we saw a couple of glimpses of Peggy once again. One of the ones that I'm really interested in is this team up between Wenwu and Hela against Odin. That's kind of wicked. That's kind of wild. I like that we were kind of expanding, or at least playing around with Hela a little bit, because she was a pretty interesting character. You know, I'm not going to predict she wasn't. I thought she was pretty cool. You know, the presentation, her air, her power scaling as well, just her abilities. She was a fun little character, and her tie-in to everything else. You know, obviously Thor and Loki kind of get the spotlight in a lot of that, and I'd like to see, you know, her kind of team up with some people in a way, throw down against her father, seeing Wenwu face off against some Asgardians with the 10 rings and her. That's an interesting little concept. I think that from what I've seen and what I've been able to parse out as potential individual episodes here, that's the one I'm the most interested in, I would have to say. That and whatever's happening here with this Scarlet Witch, where she's like conjuring something. Of course, we see like a dragon. There's all kinds of stuff in here. And there's like this stone army that the Avengers seem to be fighting in one of these scenes as well. We have that new character. I forget her name. There's this new character that's involved that has these ties. I don't know exactly what her powers are, but she's like kind of like, I don't know. I don't remember what the deal with. I know one of these story centers around an original character that I'm very curious to see how that pans out. It looks like we got Rocket facing off against what looks to be some dark elves. Yeah, man, there's just a lot going on, dude. I'm ready for it, though. You know, I was again, like I said before, I was kind of mixed on season 1 just because some of the episodes just, maybe it was the weekly format too that didn't help. It didn't really help its case a lot of the time. Sometimes, you know, like if you waited the week, you got this 20-minute episode that was just, that was all right. That was fun. That was cheeky. And then you're on to the wait again. I think this might work better for a show like this, an anthology series like this, especially since the episodes are so bite-sized. It might be a little more forgiving, a little more consumable. Though I'm kind of surprised they didn't just commit to dumping it all at once, Vision style. But they're not that short, so I kind of get it. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm very interested to see what the breakdown is this time in the multiverse. And obviously, if this is centering in and around, again, with the whole time concept with Loki, the stuff that happened at the end of that, I don't know if the ramifications of that are already going to break down and weaken the barriers that have already kind of been shattered in the first season, or if everything we've been seeing in What If in season 1 and 2 are kind of in the aftermath of Loki. And it could also not matter at all, given the way that time works when you're outside of time. Everything we could have seen already has been affected by it, for all we know. So it's interesting to see how this plays out. But, you know, like with Infinity Ultron, I wonder what the big thing's going to be in this one. You know, are we going to get another team up, or is something crazier going to happen? I'm excited to see what they do with it. But guys, what do you think? Are you looking forward to it? How do you feel about the change in release strategy with this? Is there an individual episode that you're looking forward to the most that was teased in this? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoy the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because we will be covering this here on the channel and reacting to it with you guys. And with that said, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, York Coruscant, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake and Trail, Eric Official, Amy Becca, Casey Wood, and Scythe. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.